Hi everyone, Susan Brady here from Nurture Bones. Thank you for joining me. So, here's a statistic that might surprise you. Research has found that for every 10-gram increase in daily fiber intake, there was about a 10% lower risk of dying from any cause. Now, that's a pretty impressive association for something as simple as fiber. And more importantly, the research suggests that the more fiber people eat, the lower their risk tends to be. So, what is it about fiber that seems to have such a powerful effect on our health? Well, there are a lot of reasons, but today I want to focus on two that are especially important for both your gut and your bones. So, first, fiber helps regulate inflammation. Now, we know that chronic low grade inflammation is associated with many of the chronic diseases that become more common as we age. But inflammation also matters to your bones. Inflammatory signaling can increase the activity of osteoclasts, those cells responsible for breaking down old bone. Now, bone breakdown is a normal and necessary part of bone remodeling, but when breakdown begins to outpace the formation of new bone, that's when we can start to see bone loss. So, anything we can do through our diet and lifestyle to support a healthy inflammatory response may also be beneficial for our bones. And fiber is definitely one of those dietary factors that is beneficial. The second reason has to do with your gut microbiome. Fiber isn't just feeding you, it's feeding the trillions of microbes living in your gut. And certain types of fiber travel through your digestive tract and are fermented by your gut bacteria. And when those bacteria ferment fiber, they produce beneficial compounds called short chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. Now, these short chain fatty acids help support the integrity of your intestinal barrier. They also influence immune function and they help regulate inflammatory signaling. And what's especially interesting from a bone health perspective is that researchers are also looking at the ways these compounds may influence bone remodeling. So we have this fascinating chain of events. Fiber feeds your gut microbes produce short chain fatty acids, and those compounds can influence inflammation, immune function, the health of your intestinal barrier, and potentially even your bones. This is one of the reasons I talk so much about the gut microbiome when I talk about osteoporosis. Your gut and your bones aren't two completely separate systems. They're constantly communicating with one another. So I often get the question of how much fiber should I be eating? Well, I generally encourage women to aim for at least 30 grams of fiber per day. But if you're not getting anywhere near that amount of fiber right now, don't just jump to 30 grams overnight. You want to increase your fiber gradually so your digestive system has time to adapt. And you also need to make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids. Fiber needs water to do its job, and adequate fluid helps keep things moving and can help prevent constipation as you increase your fiber intake. And one of the easiest ways to get 30 grams of fiber a day is to build fiber into every meal. So you can add some chia seeds to breakfast along with some raspberries or another high fiber fruit. Add lentils or beans to a meal. Include avocado, broccoli, nuts, seeds, or other fiber-rich foods that you enjoy. These small additions throughout the day can add up pretty quickly. So next time you think about fiber, don't think of it as something that only keeps you regular. Fiber is feeding your microbiome, helping regulate inflammation, and supporting systems throughout your body, including the ones that influence your bones. And this relationship between your digestive health and your bone health is exactly what I explore in my new book, The Gut Bone Connection: The Missing Link in Osteoporosis and Bone Strength, which is coming out in September, and you can pre-order a signed copy now at nurturedbones.com. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.